Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and today is October 25th, 2024. And I want to do a video today. I talked about this in my video that I did a couple days ago that I want to go over in detail some setups. So I want to go over scenarios in, NQ, gold, oil. Oil's been moving pretty nice lately, especially off the 5-minute red line, and even some overnight opens. And then I want to go candle by candle explaining why I would take this trade and why I wouldn't take this trade. And one of the things I want to emphasize right here, what I want to emphasize are the things that I'm looking for, and kind of give you like a little punch list of things that you may want to think about if you're trying to trade off some price action using similar lines that I am, or even doing something different, but using some price action. So the two things I want to talk about that I want to emphasize in this, when I'm showing you these candles, is price moving north and south? I.e., if oil's sitting here, 10 minutes ago at $70.40, 10, 15, 20 minutes later, is it at like $70.70? That's north and south. It's moving up and down. Or is oil, like it did today, after, a few minutes after it opened, is it sitting at like $70.40, and 20 minutes later it's still at $70.40, and all it did in between is go up and down about 5 cents? And that's a bad thing, because you, as a trader, only make money if price moves in the direction of your trade, i.e. north or south, not east or west. You don't get an award for holding a trade the longest. So I want to emphasize that when I'm showing you charts and what I'm thinking candle by candle. And the other thing I want to talk about is resets. Because, if say you're trading in a PA account or you're trying to get funded in a PA account with Top Step, Apex, Lilu, whomever it is, okay? The reality of it is, at least this is my opinion, the fewer trades you take, the better, because you can only trade and make so much money in a day anyways. And so why don't we talk about what are the most likely trades to work? And the ones that I feel work the best. Oil did two beautiful ones of these today, and that's resets. Oil did two stupendous ones today. I'm looking at one right here. The entry on this one is 71.19, and it ran all the way to 71.92. It was a reset. Beautiful. Fast forward a little while later, it did another reset. Entry is 71.36, and it went to 71.76. Those are pretty good moves in oil. I mean, 40 cents, 80 cents, those are pretty good moves. But you're not looking for huge moves if you're trying to fund a PA anyways. You're not looking for huge moves. You're looking for, like, if you can make only 30% of the payout in a day, so your max is like, say, I don't know, on a $25,000 account is only like $480 anyways. So 40 ticks, $400, boom, done. And you got to trade for 8 days anyways. So even if you made $400 a day, you're talking about $3,200. Well, you only have to make $1,600 to get a payout. So anyways, so it's the fewer trades. So I'm going to talk about resets and how those are the ones I emphasize in my trading, are the resets, and what a reset is, okay? So I want to go over that on the charts too. One more thing that I want to do I want to say something here because I got an email today. I get a couple of them every week, and I haven't been reading them on here because, one time I read them and I kind of got a little emotional and people made fun of me in the videos. I guess it's because, they got nothing going on in their life, so they might as well, make fun of me, I guess. But anyways, what I wanted to read this one because this one is a lot of what are the ones I get. And that's part of the reason I sit here and I do these videos, because I was once one of these people. Okay, so I'm not going to say this person's name, okay, just in case somebody knows who they are. But here's how the email goes. Bob, thank you, comma, thank you, comma, thank you. My name is blank. I live in blank, North Carolina. So this person actually lives in the same state I do. I don't know this person, okay? I have been trading for the past 15 years. I took a big financial hit a couple years ago, and I have been trying to find and discover a good system. Your gold line and red line has been very rewarding. I wanted to personally thank you for all you do. Keep up the good work and blessings to you and your family. And then the person left me their phone number. I say this because back 10 years ago, when I didn't know what I was doing, and I was following every guru and I was paying all this money and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that these strategies that other people had didn't necessarily work. What I'm saying is they didn't necessarily work for me. Okay. And I felt lost, and I was spending a lot of money to try to figure out some magic pill. What I ended up really figuring out was that a lot of times the problem was really me. And I didn't have something simple that worked for my tolerance level of risk, reward, whatnot, boom, boom, boom. And so now I have that. I've created this myself. Components of it I stole from these so-called gurus, I could say. I mean, but none of them were as forthright as me. For example, the overnight open, the person that I figured out the overnight open from used to sell a text service that they would text you at night a magic number to put on your screen. And then you were supposed to blindly leave a trade there at that magic number, either long or short, because what they would do is they would wait to see if the market went long from the open. And then you were supposed to put an order at a specific price. And it was just a random price. Okay. And this is what this person did, was sold you a system of buying these texts from them. And it was just a random number. Until one day I was screwing around in Ninja, and I loaded the indicator that also does the 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time open price. And I went, that number looks familiar. And I figured out what these guys had been doing. It's like, come on, man. If it's that simple, why don't you just tell people about it? Why do you have to sell them the number every night? So anyways, I don't know. One of the other things that just kind of goes along with that topic, and then I'm going to go straight to charts, is that I get because of this YouTube channel, I get contacted all the time from all these so-called influencer development companies that want to take my channel and my system and blow it up out for the public and then sell off of it and get 1 million subscribers like ICT and all that kind of stuff. And I sit there and I go, that's not what I'm doing here. That's not what I'm doing here. I did this for my own self. And it just happens to be that some people benefit from it, and that's great. But what I always wanted to be able to do was to have the confidence to be able to sit down and take a trade and make some money if my life gets destroyed again like it did in 2008, 2009, 2010 with the housing crisis. I didn't want to be beholden to have to figure out how to find a job in my late 50s, in my early 60s, if I didn't have to. That's why I trade. And because I feel like I can do that, that's why I tell you guys what it is I do. Okay? And if you happen to learn from it, or if you happen to figure out something better than what I'm doing and you tell it to me, that's great. This is a lonely business. Trading is a lonely business. I'm actually fortunate that I sit here and build houses for a living because I get to communicate with people that if I just sat here and traded, I wouldn't. Now, I also get penalized for it because I miss some really good trades. But anyways, that's besides the point. What's more important to me is that I know how to trade. Not that I actually took this trade. I think I've said this many times before in the channel. If you miss a trade, don't get upset. Just be excited that you recognize what a good trade would have been. That's more important because the movie repeats itself. Anyways, let's get to charts, and I'm going to talk about these two things in particular. All right? Hold on. Hello, everybody. I got myself in a trade, so I thought I'd at least record what I'm looking at. This is oil, and oil's been moving pretty good lately. I mean, it really has. So today, I'm looking at this trade. So let's talk about this trade. All right, because one of the things I talked about was, north and south is good, east and west is bad, and resets. This is a classic reset with price going north and south. Okay, so is it going to work? I don't know, but here we are. Is it going to work? I don't know. We'll watch it live. But here's oil through the morning. It had some choppy, coming out of the open, and then it had a. Geez, I just want to show you this. I mean, not that I saw this, but again, observations. This pivot right here that pushed up through the red line went right to there to 67.38. This one went to 67.39. Came down, boom, gone. I mean, I talk about breaking, if you break the pivot to the left, the pullback, the rotation. Now, I'm just observation. But anyways, then this thing took off and came up and had a beautiful gold line trade right there. Came up, boom, had another one. and then kind of got little, choppy, but it just followed that gold line all the way up. There was multiple gold line trades right there. But like I talked about, I'm looking for overnight opens, and I'm looking for red lines. I think I'm losing money right now. Yeah, I am losing money right now. So anyways, I'm looking for overnight opens and red lines. That's not a good sign right there. This topped out at the same spot this one did. That's not a good sign. Anyway, I would like to have had this at least tick up above it. Anyway, so I got my stop down here. I'm just going to wait. I either make money or I don't. But so what do we have? Well, this thing rotated up, came back, almost hit the red line and didn't. Rolled up, got inside the gold line again, followed it up, created a new Donchian high. Now, here's the thing one of the other things I was looking at is it's kind of far down. I mean, if you look at price, we're down quite a bit from the open. All right, because there's the overnight open and there's the daily high. So here we are. So then we had this pullback right here. Now, if this had gone from here to here, I would have been a lot more interested in what was going on right here. But instead it came down, created a pivot, rotated up. Matter of fact, why don't I just for conversational purposes put my swing indicator on here so people can see better. hold on. Here it is. And put it at 5. So it is at 5. Okay, there we go. So you can see this rotation right here, from here back up to here, is pretty significant. So when this came down and broke this and went into the red line, I was not a participant. 2 reasons why. One is I didn't like that we broke this pivot on the way down. That was not a smooth pullback anymore, the way it just eyeballing it. And secondly, we were a long ways from the overnight open. So again, it's really like a counter trend trade unless I have a reason to counter trend. So let's talk about, did I get a reason? Well, we came through here, pulled down, created a new Donchian low, went right up into the red line. And this is what I was looking for. I was looking for a short here, back down into this area. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. But we blew through the red line, came up, sat on the top of it. So I said, well, hell, this is a reset. What's a reset? Price went below and established itself below my moving average, rotated back across, created space, and did basically a continuation of the trend since 9:30 this morning. Now, am I going to make any money doing it? I don't know. But here's where, so why is my target here? Let's talk about that next. So after I got in, I looked over to my left. Remember, I always talk about look to the left, and I saw this major pivot area up here. See these 1, 2, 3, like 3 or 4 times that price went up to here and then rolled over. So I'm kind of thinking, well, this is going to be a big resistance area if we get there. So that's why my prices, that's why my target is there. So what does that make my target? I don't know. Let's see here. This is, we're in at 90. We're in at 67.90. Target is 68.38. So 68.38 and 67.9. Clear 67.9 minus. So about 48 ticks a contract. About 48 ticks a contract is what we're looking for. I honestly, if I wasn't doing this video, if I was not doing this video, I probably would have bailed out when I didn't see this eclipse this. So hey, maybe you guys will help me make money today. Because it bounced back. It came down and tested the same line and the same pivot. Ironically, it tested the same pivot to the high side too. So, anyways, I'm hoping this will play out one way or another. By the time I need to shut this video off. Come on. If we break this pivot right here to my left, okay, then I'm going to put my stop below the pivot now. Okay, see that? Once the pivot was broken, I decided to put my stop below the pivot. Now, granted, my auto stop ran up because I got 10 ticks, but I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for. Okay, whoa! This is great. Ooh, this is good news. Good news. Holy crap! Okay. All right, so we broke through this pivot with authority, which is what I was hoping for. And before it rolls back, I want it to break this pivot right here. This one right here, okay? Before it rolls back. I do expect it to roll back once or twice, minimum, on its way to my target. Roll back meaning roll, and do a pivot to the gold line. Hold on here. Now, another thing is my gold line is now sitting at 96. My break even is 90. I think I'm going to put my stop below this big candle right here for now. I don't want to lose money at this point, but I do think I'm in a big potential winning trade. What did I say? 48 ticks? 48 ticks. Yeah, 48 ticks. So 48 ticks times 2. That'd be $960. Okay. We broke this pivot. This is very good. Very good. I'm telling you, the resets are the bomb, man. The resets are the bomb. The continuation of the most recent trend. I love the resets. All right, so the thing working against me is it's freaking 12 o'clock, but it could slow walk its way to target. Look at that. I mean, this is one thing. Oh, okay. So let's talk about north and south. So the other thing is I talk about north and south versus east and west. Well, we went from here. Hold on. We went from here to here before we had this pullback. So you're talking about 59 to 99. So we had 40 ticks of movement in just these couple candles right here before we had our reset. That means price is moving north and south. This is price moving east and west. Want to avoid that. Here's a good example right here of price moving east and west. Hold on a second. Might as well drag this over for a second. I got a minute. That's east and west. Does everybody see east and west? That's the NQ. That's east and west. You see any of my trades on this chart? No. You know why? Because it's east and west. Because it's east and west. I need to make money going north and south, not east and west. All right, so we broke this pivot. I anticipated us to pull back. Okay. Doesn't mean it's going to do it, but it did do it. I am going to put myself in a situation where I don't lose money. And I'm going to pray that that the pattern I'm hoping, which is this thrust to this level, which broke all this, that this thrust goes to this level right here. That's what I'm hoping. Is it going to happen or not? I don't know. Ryan. Sorry, my phone ringing. Yeah, so let's, come on. If I wasn't already in this thing, 2 contracts, this is where I'd be looking to add, is after we touch this gold line and we roll up. But I don't want to layer any more contracts on this. I mean, this is, this is already a very decent trade. If it works, $960 there. Okay. So I would have been in there if I added a contract right there. I would have been in at 06, I think, 68.06. Come on. Man, we're 11 minutes into this video. Shoot. Come on. Damn it. Come on. I mean, I really don't like that it's after 12, but I mean, the setup was too easy, too good for me to pass up. I mean, I'm just being honest. The setup was too good for me to pass up because it's moving north and south, and it was a reset. Which again, I love the resets. I really love the resets. If this would rotate up, into this area, I'll put my stop underneath here. I'm not being aggressive with my stop because I'm not looking to get stopped out. I'm looking to get a bigger trade. So I'm not being aggressive with my stop. Unless I see a significant place to put a stop, if that makes sense. Come on, boy. Oof, come on. Don't roll over on me. You broke that pivot to the left. Now let's go. Oh, come on, oil. Come on. Come on, oil. Come on. Oh, man, I'm out.
Stop, Phil.
Yep, I'm out. Well, that's kind of what it looked like. That's the reason I would set that trade up, is what I just talked about. So I made a whole $40. But anyways, I got into a good side of the market by what I really wanted to do when I got into this trade was not show you guys me taking this trade, but show you guys what I was looking for price to move north and south, not east and west. I'm looking at the fact that we were pretty far down and we had a break of this pivot right here. So I wasn't looking for a long the first time. We rolled in, rolled down, created a nice low here, ran up. I was looking for a short. I mean, I honestly was looking for a short right here. Didn't happen. Broke over the top. Now I've got a reset from the direction of the market from all morning. And then I was expecting, and you saw the pivots to my left that I was expecting it to roll up to, and then ultimately get me up into here. Sadly, it did not happen. Now, I'm still going to look at this for a potential trade because we did create a Donchian high. If this just comes back, I'll look for another long here. But anyways, that's a setup that I at least wanted to show you right here live. I'm going to go over some charts in another video just here as an attachment to this video in a second. All right. Okay. So here I am back at it again for the rejection. So remember, we talked about how I didn't get a setup here for a short. The market has been short all morning. Well, I mean, it's been more short the current day. The trend for the morning was up. So when we had a crossover here, we had this break of this pivot here. So I didn't look for this long. We had a crossover retest. I took that. You saw that. Now all of a sudden, I need to get over here and look at this. Now, so what we did is we slammed right through, came back, created a nice pivot low here, rotated back into the red line, and now we're going back in the direction of the market. So I took the same trade of the long one to the short side. So, and I grabbed my target and I put it down here where all these pivots are. See, pivot here, pivot here, pivot here. Got to break this pivot. If we go up and we sit inside this gold line before we roll down, I may move my target down further. I haven't decided yet. But again, north, south, back halfway, roll over. Good setup. It's my objective at this point in time is not as big as my long was. And I really could have made a lot of money on that long. But it just, I mean, if I had just taken out at this pivot, but I really expected it to come down and go back up. I mean, I did, you know. Now I'm being a little more conservative. I'm looking at the pivots to the left and I'm saying, okay, if we get there, I'm good. We'll call it a day for the two trades that I took today. I showed you why I didn't take any trades in NQ. I mean, it's just sitting there going sideways. Gold might have had a couple setups or so. I wasn't really paying attention. RTY has been pretty quiet. So let's see. Come on. Hit this. I think we're at, what are we at? Oh, this is going to be $400. Okay. So it's 20 ticks, 2 contracts. Come on. We're right down in that pivot area where all the pivots are. So this could get rough. Come on. All right. We're done. All right. So we had our long here, which was our crossover retest. And honestly, this would have had the same amount of results up here. I mean, we had 20 ticks, easy. I mean, shit, we went from 90 to right there to 8. As a matter of fact, it went just over 20 ticks on the way up. Rotate down, crossover, create a nice little low here. This is where the Donchian set, and then boom, up into the red line, roll over, bam. And these are great trades if you look at your pivots and you look at your rotations and you kind of get a rhythm. These are great trades, after 10:30 when the market's when it's kind of setting itself a pattern. But the key is what I talked about in the beginning, and that is you've got to be trading a market that's going north or south, not one that's going east or west, if you expect these moving averages to help you make money. And then of course resets, man, resets are wonderful. Resets are wonderful. Anyways, so I'm going to do some actual walkthroughs of other instruments here in a second.